Hey guys, Max here, and welcome back. I want to go ahead and thank you all for the warm comments I got on my last video. Very welcoming, very nice. It's good to see you guys. Appreciate the work, and as always, I love helping out. That's why I'm here. But in one of those comments, Sarah Brittany asked, "Thanks, I have a request. Please make this lower thirds link." And she asked about this thing that opens up. So, little like this is Motobot thing pops out. Then this happens, and right here the little Yamaha thing appears real quick like. So we're gonna make those three elements real quick. And I said, this is super easy, I'll gladly cover it. And she goes, please make a tutorial, please, please, please. Sarah, I will gladly make the tutorial for you. You're welcome in advance. Shout out for asking. Okay, so let's get started. And I'll refer to the video as we go along to make the stuff. And like always, before we get started, feel free to download the project file down below to follow along and look at what I did. Really simple. We're gonna make this inside of After Effects. As always, in your project, right-click, new composition, duration 15 seconds, frame rate, let's make it 60 frames a second so it looks real smooth as we make it, and 1920 by 1080, and we're good to go. Cool. First off, we need to make the opener, which was the, this is Motobot. This is Motobot. So 1, 2, 3 blocks and a line. So we're gonna just grab the type tool to write out our text. So this, we're gonna change the font to something more pleasant. Helvetica? I don't know, maybe. Bold. Yeah, that looks about right. And then Command D to duplicate this is, ooh, did it look like that? Was it a capital? I can't remember if it was a capital I. Nope, this is Motobot, okay. Lowercase I. This is Command D. Motobot. And we're gonna align all these real quick. And quick tip that I learned online, if you need to change the anchor point and you wanted to put it on the edge, just hold Command and it'll snap to the edge. Hold Command, snap it to the edge. Hold Command, snap it to the edge. Whoa, that was cool. Highlight all of these. We're gonna go to Window, Align, and do that. Then we will grab all of these, kind of like make them something like that. Refer back to the Facebook video. This is Motobot. The font's not perfect, but I'm not sure what font they used, so we're just gonna go with what we have here. So next what we're gonna do is actually drag out a rectangle. We'll take the fill, click your rectangle tool, click your fill option, turn a fill on. Let's make it like a red rectangle so we can really see, and turn your stroke off. Grab this, just like that. Take your anchor point of your shape and hit Command and put it towards the edge. Then Command D, move this shape down. Command D to move, Command D to move it down one more again. Then what you'll do is highlight all three of these shapes, click S on your keyboard, unlink the little scale chain links. So you can scale a shape without scaling the entire shape. So when the chain link's on, it scales it like vertically and horizontally. But when you turn this little thing off, you can choose which parts to scale. Then we'll take these shapes, move them under our text, and scale it out. Scale it out to the desired length. Hey. Make sure your anchor point is on the edge. So undo the scale real quick. Your anchor point should be fixed. Oh no. Command, Command, Command. Right there. Now we can take the scale and move it out towards the edge. Just like that. Cool. Now I'll take, this. That looks good centered. Move the is down a little bit and Monopod down a little bit. Cool. Next, what we need to do is make the motions. All right. And after, well, actually, first we can we'll do our colors at the end. Color's not a big deal right now. Do our motions. So click S on your keyboard. Go out, 2 seconds or a second. Command or, just click the little, there's a stopwatch to create a keyframe. Move it back in time and move the scale down to 0. And it's going to scale out like that. Right now it plays back pretty slow. In the Facebook, where's the Facebook thing at? In this, plays out pretty quick, so we're gonna right click, easy ease, go into our graph editor, actually do something like this. We want it to rush in kind of like that. Just like that. So if you can see what we did, we grabbed this anchor point right here and we just pulled it in like this. And if I can show you this entire graph, looks like that. Pulled it in just like that. So when it plays back, just like that. Then what we'll do is we'll turn our graph editor off. Once you're happy with your scaling out, just take both these keyframes and Command C to copy them. Highlight both shape 1 and shape 2 and Command V. It's going to look weird for a second when you paste these keyframes onto here. Click E on your keyboard to show it. It'll be the same scale as the bottom one. Really quick fix. Make sure your little cursor is hovering over this keyframe right here and scale it back down to where it needs to be. Oop, not that one. We need to do the bottom one. And when it plays out, just like that. Now refer back to our Facebook post. Looks like this one finishes a little earlier. This one finishes a little earlier. So boom. Oh, my apologies. Like this, just like that. Next, we need the little line that goes down the side. Real easy way to make this. You could just make another shape and do it that way. Or what I'm gonna do is Command C this shape and Command V, move it over, take your rotation tool, rotate it 90 degrees. And click S on your keyboard to scale the width down like this. Width is 8. Our beginning scale width needs to also be 8. So it does that. And our final scale needs to be about right there. If we zoom in a little further, we can actually make this pixel perfect. So move it up, aligned, move it down. Make sure our scale is perfect. Probably make it a little thicker too. Let's do 124, 124.5, 124.4, 124.3. Let's do 124.3. Cool. Kind of take it off and move it over to the side a little bit. So now this plays back. Looks like that. I'll probably take the text and actually make them a little smaller. Nope, just kidding. We're good to go. Now the last step is to make these appear more fancy. We want the shape to reveal the text. Really simple. We're gonna Command C, Command V, shape layer 3, make it 5, put it on top of Monopod. Shape layer 2, Command C, Command V, put it on top of is. And shape 1, Command C, Command V, and put it on top of this. And if we click a U on our keyboard, all the keyframes should be lined up. And they are. Now, next step is to click Monopod, Alpha Matte Shape Layer 5. It reveals itself through Shape Layer 5. Is Alpha Track Matte, Alpha Matte Shape Layer 6. This Track Matte, Alpha Matte Shape Layer 7. So it's revealing itself through the shape that we put on top of it. But since the shape under it is doing the exact same thing, it looks like the shape under it is revealing it. And if your track matte is not showing, right click in your little panel up here, click columns and turn on modes. Then track matte will show up. Just like that. And now all we have to do is just change the colors. Now what we're going to do is actually clean up this project a little bit. We're going to hide some layers and color everything the right color. So what we're going to do is highlight all the track matte shapes, the little hidden ones now, and click this little man peeking out over a thing. Do that, and then click this button right here. It'll hide those layers. They still exist, they're just hidden. Now what we need to do is start using our fill effect in effects and presets. If your effects and presets is not showing, click window, then do effects and presets. Do your fill right here. Then put fill on shape layer 4. We're gonna do it was blue, I think. And then fill on shape layer 3. We're gonna make it white. And then Command C this fill, Command copy this fill, Command V to paste the same effect. Then fill on this. And then take your fill color from your effects and presets on this and make it black. Command C, then Command V, Command V. This is Monopod. Just like that. Now just to jazz it up a little bit, we're gonna find a nice background image. I'm just gonna drag in an image from my wallpapers that I got from Unsplash from the last tutorial. If you can find something like it, go use it. I'll drag in this photo right here into our project bin. Drag it under everything inside of here. Make it nice and small. It's a nice pretty pug doing his pug thing. Next step is to take all these shape layers, click T on your keyboard and bring the opacity down because they were kind of like invisible, I think. Then go way back to the reference. Yeah, they're a little bit see-through, not much, but enough. Then the last step is to highlight all of these, right click, pre-compose, type Monopod. Click OK. Move all attributes into the new composition. Now you have your Monopod composition, which is just this like just like that. Let it play for a second. We can kind of like move it over to where it needs to be. This is Monopod. And now we need to make the out transition, which is really going to be simple. So take your pre-comp that you just created, grab the end of the layer and move it back like this. Then grab this layer, Command D to duplicate it, drag it towards the end so it lines up exactly with this layer. Then right click on the new layer that you created, go to time reverse layer. So it plays in. And let's actually shorten this a little bit. This plays for a long time. It plays in. It blinks because it's overlapping. Yeah. Cool. Plays in. And plays out. Cool. Next step is to link these two layers together so when you move one of it, it doesn't like jump across the screen. So just highlight one of your layers, take your parenting tool, and parent it to the bottom layer. Then you can like lock this layer and use this layer to move. So this is always together, just like that. Cool. Now we can do one more time. Highlight both of these. Pre-compose. Motobot main. So now it's just this long thing that goes in and out, just like that. You can kind of like trim it down to right here, go into here, and actually composition, trim comp to work area, comp 1. Now it's just this. Cool. Next thing, we gotta make. Come back, Facebook post. Where'd you go? Here you are. We gotta make the next part, and it's gonna be the same as the last thing, and really not that fancy. So we're gonna have is 3 shape layers, or let's type our text. This text, make the thing. This text will be helpful to animate. This text will be helpful. Command D to duplicate it. I'm doing different lines with different layers of text to animate on these. To animate. This text will be helpful to animate. Smiley face. Really simple. Then what we need to do is actually grab our rectangle tool and drag a box out. It's like a little bit bigger than that size. Take your anchor point from this layer and center it. Command D, duplicate this box, move it down, scale it. Excuse me. Take your anchor points and actually move them to the ends of this thing, like we did before. Take your scale, actually scale it down to where it needs to be. Referring back to our Facebook post, the shapes come in and the words kind of like fade on really fast. So we do our shape scales first. Click S on your keyframe the scale to 100%. Move it back to about, I don't know. Let's start at the beginning and move this back another like 2 seconds or real fast. Make this 0. Keyframe, easy ease, graph editor. So grab your anchor points in your graph editor and you're just kind of like wish them in a little bit like that. And it's going to animate them pretty quick. You can play with that a lot more to make it perfect, but hey, you know, it can't be too picky. Let's hide this bottom layer, it's getting kind of annoying. Copy these keyframes, paste them onto this. Remember to make this one 100% because it was out to there. Take it and move it under your text. This will be helpful. Okay, once you moved your shapes under your text, the way that the Facebook text comes in like sections. It's like you can see like the words fade in each from each self. It's weird. Just watch it a couple times just to get it. So like boom, 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 like fade, 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 fade. You know, real quick. And there's actually a really easy way to do this. So in your effects and presets, go to typewriter. Now initially when you use typewriter on this text will be helpful. It'll just like type itself out, and that's a cool way if you're making a typewriter effect. So grab your range selector, click U on your keyboard after you've put it on there. It'll show your keyframes and move it back to this, to the start. So it's like typing out like that. And drop down this little thing right here, and then drop down advanced for that. And there's the advanced options for your effect that you can put on there, and animation presets. And go to based on words, and then take your smoothness and turn it up a little bit. So that's going to make it fade on. So if you have smoothness 0, it's going to just plop on. You can see it right here, just plop, plop, plop. And because we hit words and not characters, it's not by the thing. You could also do whole lines, you know, so we can just plop. So words, smoothness, I don't know, 10%. What does that look like? Pretty quick. Let's go to 30% on smoothness and move the range selector in real fast. Bup, 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 bup. Even faster. This needs to start about right there. Spread this out a little more. Let's do the smoothness up to 50%, just until it looks right. These will be a little quicker. And the shape scales need to be real fast too. And this needs to be pretty fast, 'cause that was quick. I'm just playing these keyframes until it looks right. Right, that looks good. So take your range selector, Command C, Command V onto animate. Click U on your keyboard to look at what you just did. Hey, why aren't you animating? Weird. We'll undo that and do typewriter onto the effect. Oh, now it's working. Okay. Click U on your keyboard to show the ranges. Move it back like this, like last time. Drop this thing down, advanced, based on words, smoothness. We have it at 50%. So let's move this down in time a little bit and move the second shape, or the second shape, down in time a little bit. So it's like this. We want this to be a little closer together, like right next to each other. This needs to be back a little bit. So highlight all of these shapes, click U to make the keyframes closer together, and we can kind of like finagle it to be a little quicker. Cool. Now take this shape and move it up some until it fits the way we want. Let's look at the Facebook post one more time to see how we're doing. And just to let you know, this clip cuts and this lower thirds is already halfway onto the screen. You didn't get to actually see the beginning of the animation. Like is already on the screen frame by frame. And yeah, I think we're pretty spot on. Only thing now is just change the color. What color was it? It's dark gray. It's clear. So fill and effects and presets. Go array. Command C. Click T in your keyboard on both the shape layers to change the opacity. You could always copy and paste this stuff to make more lines, but I only think making 2. It could, making 3 is kind of redundant, honestly. So we'll grab these and move these around. This text will be helpful. So like that. Do. As always, take all this, right-click, pre-compose. Let's do helpful text 2. Pre-compose. Go in. About right there. Click command bracket. Oops. Command bracket. Nope. Option bracket. Option bracket to cut this little layer down to here. Command D to duplicate it. Move it over in time. Right click. Time. Reverse layer. This thing will... It needs to be going out about right there. In. Zoom in. Then parent this. But once you pre-compose it, you don't really need to parent it, but I do anyways. Helpful. Double click in this. Drag the comp down. Composition. Trim comp to work area. Go back to composition 1. And boom. Cool, so you got these 2 lower third things that I just made. This is Motoboat. It's gonna go away soon. It's probably a little too long, and this text will be helpful to animate. Boom. And jump in, change the text, not a big deal. You can change the size of these, works, and there you go. Just like that. I would go over how to make the little bit part in the very beginning, this Yamaha thing, but I think after watching these 2 infographics on how to make this stuff, you could probably figure this out. It's just a shape that scales up and another shape that comes out that reveals the Yamaha thing. Really simple. It's basically the first thing we made. So as always, download the project file down below. Please like and subscribe. I hope this was helpful. I'm Max. Leave a suggestion and a like and a comment or whatever you kids or people or adults do nowadays. I'm all about it. Thank you. Peace.